AAA, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled 39 Mom Shows It All and Still Has No Options. Let's get right into it.
As a 39-year-old single mom, I may have some red flags, some big ones, but I promise you, my boobs are bigger.
You know, it's funny because we're living in a S worker epidemic. Everybody's trying their hands at S work, even single moms. Even moms are over the age of 35. This woman's 39 years old, trying to be an S worker, okay? And her videos are pretty cringe. I won't lie to you. They're pretty cringe. Take a look at this one.
Okay, if you came home and I was in your bed, all cozy with some soft pillows, would you cuddle me or would you send me away? Be honest. Okay.
I called the police. What the hell is this BBW doing in my bedroom? Is she eating up all my snacks? Did she go through the refrigerator? What is this? Like, what is she talking about? Is someone going to be excited about this? Well, apparently some people are, like simps. Simps love women no matter what size they are, and they give women like this a lot of confidence. Now, look, respectfully, she's not an ugly woman, but her jiggling her melons around is not going to make her more valuable, okay? And look, she barely has any comments on this video. 4 comments, okay? My video's gonna get more comments than her, okay? And I'm not selling anything. Anyway, I found another video by a very deranged woman. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I have been so successful at avoiding getting hurt from men because I follow this one rule. Usually as a woman, it is very easy for you to avoid getting hurt by men. I promise you. The reason why I'm not out here getting hurt by men and having a laundry list of poor experiences for men is because I don't think I'm bigger than the motherfucking program. I don't think that I'm bigger than the program. So many women are going to continuously go on this carousel of getting hurt repeatedly because you think that you're bigger than the program. You think that you're special. You think that you're the exception. And then a lot of you all don't put up the proper precautions in place because you think you're bigger than the program. That is what men are going to be looking for to be able to get over on you. That's the number one thing that they are going to be trying to pay attention to when you think that you're better. They're listening for you to talk shit about another woman. They're listening and paying attention to your reaction when they bring up another woman and see your response because those are all key indicators that you think that you're bigger than the fucking program. So they already know that they can run game on you. Quit thinking that you're special. You're just another woman with a pussy that they want to fuck. It's really that simple.
And that comes from an ex-stripper. I've did videos on this girl before and her sovereignty. She thinks she's such a sovereign queen, sovereign being, but she's a former stripper that hates men because of her poor choices. And now she says, I'm not going to be with a man, you know what I'm saying, because I'm going to avoid getting hurt. Imagine living your life trying to avoid something you don't want to happen instead of going towards something you do want to happen. I tell this to my women all the time. Stop telling me things that you don't want to happen. Tell me things you want to happen. Stop telling me the men you want to avoid. Tell me the men you want to pursue. And maybe you'll actually find them, okay? But women, listen to ex-strippers, only scams, BBWs, all these women who are probably highly undesirable by men, and they go to them for dating advice. Can you imagine that? That's the world that we're living in now, okay? Now, this I thought was pretty funny as well. Listen to this story. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly. You just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
I stopped going through phones 2 years ago. It was 2 days before my 25th birthday. And I was dating this boy at the time and a YN. And 2 days before my birthday, I remember I woke up in the morning to get ready for work. And mind you, at the time, he had slept over the night before. So he was in my bed as I was getting ready for work. And he was still asleep. And his phone kept going off. Like, it kept going off. So I'm like, what the fuck? So, of course, I look. And I see a name. Let's just say her name was Bree. So I see Bree and it says 4 messages or whatever. And it says to Miss FaceTime. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, who the fuck is this? But rather than waking him up and asking him who the fuck was this, I'm like, I'm about to just find out for myself. So at this point, I got the phone in my hand and I'm trying to figure out his password. The nigga had changed his password. YN. Changed his motherfucking password, trying to be sneaky. So I'm like, okay, bitch, you trying to be sneaky. Here's what we finna do. I took that motherfucking phone, I put it to his face, and I put the face recognition on his face. And mind you, this nigga, he sleep on his back. So when I did it, I'm like at first it wasn't working. So then I like brought the phone closer and like I brought it as close as I could, bitch, without him flinching. Mind you, this nigga, I felt like he was about to wake up. I'm like, oh my God, please don't wake up. Like, I need to get the tea. So boom, I put it on his face and that shit worked. I'm like, okay, Apple. Okay, so boom. So then I started looking through the text and she like blowing his phone up, bitch. Like, where are you at? I've been calling you all motherfucking night. Like, what the fuck is going on? You said that you were going to let me know when you got home. I guess he was with her like 2 days before that. And she was like, I haven't seen you since Monday. Whoopty whoop. Like, I'm trying to see you. Where you at, babe? I miss you. So I'm scrolling up. This bitch sending him nakeds and all type of shit. I'm like, oh, so y'all, and y'all been while we been, okay. So at this point, I'm like, oh, got it. Mind you, my birthday was in 2 days. So I go to his Instagram. At this point, I'm checking through all the apps, bitch. I'm looking through Instagram. I found out he had a spam. I'm like, oh, okay. Mind you, his whole spam consisted of nothing but girls. He had about like 5 of his homies on there. I'm going through the spam and looking at like all his archives from his story on the spam, and he's posting me and Bree on there and some other bitches. And so I'm looking through his DM. Y'all, it's nothing.
Here's the part that I think is interesting about this. Women, y'all don't want to get hurt. Y'all don't want to get cheated on, but y'all love trying to search to see if someone's cheating on you. Again, looking for something that you don't want instead of chasing something that you do want. And mind you, she's talking about he a YN, trying to make fun of him being a YN, but you dated him, and he was clapping you and Bree at the same damn time, okay? Now, usually, the more women you get, the more women you get. I've said this several times. It's a weird thing, okay? And I think Jordan Peterson called it the Pareto principle, okay? And it's kind of in the Bible. He who has everything, more will be given to. And he who has nothing, everything will be taken away. And that's kind of where the way it works. Once you get one girl, bro, they start flocking in. But if you have no girls, you're in a drought, okay? Now, a couple of things I thought was interesting here was Bree was sending him nudes. Bree was blowing up his phones, 4 FaceTimes, 20 messages. Bree really want this man. And I want to just say this to you, women, so you can understand this. If you're sharing a Pookie, be ashamed of yourself. Don't be mad at Pookie. Be mad at your goddamn self, okay? You're trying to shame him. He's just a reflection of you, okay? He's just a reflection of you. Anyway, here's this is pretty funny, yo. This guy, now he's from the suburbs, and my assumption is everyone thinks every black guy from the suburb is like this guy. And I grew up with guys like this. We're not all the same, but let's listen to what he has to say.
I am officially jealous of white guys taking the black women because self-hating black men has completely ruined the opportunity for me. I saw this beautiful black woman at a mall today, and I was absolutely flabbergasted. I paused, which felt like an eternity, but she caught me staring. And you know, when a guy is caught staring at a woman, it's not a good sign. I quickly snapped out of it like, oh shit, let me spit game real quick. I walked up to her and she was staring at me like, understandably, because I was staring. And I said, I'm sorry for staring. I just thought you was extremely beautiful, and that is why you had my attention. She gave me a reaction that was surprising, but at the moment I'm like, I should have seen this coming. She said, oh my god, I absolutely had no idea you was viewing me that way. And I said, absolutely, like, you are incredibly stunning. I thought you were so beautiful, and that's what I came over here to, not to defend myself, because I was staring. I do apologize. But you look immaculate. That's all I wanted to say. I was wondering if you were single. And she said, unfortunately, no, I have a boyfriend. He's over there. I looked, and it was this 5'11" white boy. Seasoned, I can tell, because she had definitely changed him. She put the old bay on this guy. That's how I knew. For a second, I saw the look of, that's a damn shame on her face. She was telling me a little bit about how we met and how she normally doesn't date white guys until she met him. But her past relationship was just filled with a bunch of self-hating black men that kept telling her to change herself. When it comes to me, I am extremely good when it comes to facial expressions. I can instantly read that shit at first glance. If somebody gives me a look, I know exactly what that means by the letter. Basically, I should have found her first before that white boy did. But how was I supposed to know that she was here a month ago when she met that white boy? First of all, she changed him that much in a month? I introduced myself, she introduced herself back, she gave me her name. I immediately got home and got to an investigation on social media. Not something I should be doing, I know, but I was salty, admittedly. But in all accounts, I wasn't looking for her, I was looking for him. I needed details. I found his Instagram. This guy did a complete 180. He went from khaki shorts, white Vans, and a college football sweatshirt to looking like Chris Brown in 2010. What the living fuck? I am officially jealous of white guys taking...
Yeah, these are some weird-ass black dudes. I'm telling you, not every black dude from the suburbs is like this dude. But let's go down the list of the weird shit he did, okay? First of all, if you find a girl attractive, don't say, I thought you were absolutely gorgeous, and you're stunning. What is that going to do for her, okay? She doesn't care about what you think about her. She cares about what she thinks about you. And clearly, you know, bro... Look at you, bro. I don't know where to start, okay? I don't know if I would start with the Wolverine haircut. I don't know where to start, okay? Anyway, and glasses, I don't know. Maybe contacts would be better. I don't there's probably no fixing you, bro. There's probably no fixing you. Anyway, he said that, and by the way, I think the story is fake. Like, the more I listen to the story, to me, I think the story is a pitch, is a cry to try to get black women, because supposedly all the self-hating black men out there. But let's just grant him his story. Okay? So he stares at a girl, then he approaches her, and he doesn't know what to say, and he's just like, oh my God, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful. And he apologized, because, like, I didn't mean to stare at you. Like, bro, you're doing everything wrong. First of all, why are you staring at her? Okay? Have you never seen a beautiful woman before? 2, she's just a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know this is what happens when people never get pretty girls in their life. What happens is you put them on a pedestal until you realize their shit stinks just like everybody else. Okay? Trust me, if you go to a porta potty, and it don't matter how pretty that girl is, it's going to smell the same. I'm promising you. I promise you. Anyway, I say that to say, you should never worship girls. But this guy's worshiping girls. And you know what? I've been there before I had a really pretty girl at one point in my life. And I thought, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And it was amazing, but it wasn't the same height of amazing I thought it was going to be, okay? It's got very disappointing after a while. Like, oh my God, this is what pretty girls are like? Anyway, I don't want to go into that. But another point is that he started getting mad at her white boyfriend and started sizing him up, and then looked at his dating profile and looked at his Instagram and started looking at who he used to be and how he changed. This is why I think the story becomes fake. But let's say you actually did this and the story is actually real. Bro, what in the Jeeper Creepers are you doing? What kind of weirdo shit is this, bro? You admire the girl and then you start resenting the boyfriend? This is literally simp 101. Simps do ish like this, though. They love a girl so much, start resenting the boyfriend, and some of them are crazy enough where they go out and kill the boyfriend just because they wish they had her first, okay? These are the dudes who pick up the crumbs. These are the dudes who wife the single moms, okay? We need to match him with the BBW from the first video and see what would happen, okay? See what would happen. Anyway, moving forward, I found another video I thought was pretty interesting. This girl going on a rant about colorists, kind of like this last guy, but a little different. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Men who tend to have a preference for darker complected women are typically of a higher emotional and actual IQ and are more developed. Before you get upset, because I know it's a bit of a generalization, let me lay out my argument. So let's just start here. If you're a colorist or a bigot, you're likely sheep-minded or you're smart enough to know better, but you're just hateful. Both are weak mindsets. We can agree on that, right? Now, here's why I say men who prefer darker complected women are more developed. As children, we were given a particular image that subliminally told us what was beautiful, right? What could be casted as a love interest? What could be seen as the pretty popular girl, right? Like all of these things, the handsome jock. Unfortunately, people and men, since this conversation is about men, who still have that conditioned idea of beauty that is white,
or light only, in my opinion, never developed beyond the age of 12. Again, I'm not trying to step out of my scope. I know this is child psychology. I know this is sociology. But on the flip side, men who have a preference for more darker complected women, right? Like that is their dating history. And again, this is about to be a generalization. I know there's nuances and exceptions. I find that they typically have a little bit of a je ne sais quoi about them. They're more emotionally intelligent. They can carry a conversation. And I'm talking about the men that I'm in certain spaces with. Rooms and spaces that I've been in with the man who has a more darker complected, melanated woman on his arm is typically just, he's able to carry those conversations. He's able to tap in. We know that there's been a very global direct effort to erase African beauty and the beauty of its peoples and its descendants. And so a man who is able to not be brainwashed and to see the beauty of dark, melanated, rich, gorgeous skin for what it is. I'm not saying that if you're lighter or white or Asian or Hispanic, whatever, non-dark skinned melanated woman, that you don't have a man with high IQ or emotional intelligence. I'm not saying that. But if he is a colorist, then he's not. When I say smart or emotionally intelligent, I'm not talking about degrees. I'm talking about like your brain power, your ability to think for yourself, your ability to not be sheep-minded and to uncondition some things. That's just my observation. What do y'all think? Let's keep it cute in these comments, y'all. Men who...
I want to just say she's applauding men like me because I happen to prefer dark-skinned women. And so she's pretty much saying I have a high IQ, high EQ. I'm not sheep-minded, by the way. I like that word. I'm going to steal that word. All you guys are sheep-minded, okay? I'm probably going to use it against women, so she might not like that, okay? Because women do think like sheeps. And then she also talks about how men who prefer dark-skinned women, unlike the men who don't prefer dark-skinned women, don't have an arrested development. And she says that men who are against dark-skinned women have an arrested development by the age of 12. So they don't age maturely. They don't mature past the age of 12 or something like that. What I think about is interesting about this, and I've seen this before many times in the culture. It's always the light-skinned women who are biracial looking, maybe even biracial, that defend blackness the hardest, that defend being black the hardest. It's so interesting, right? Like J. Cole defends his black identity. Like all these mulatto, fair-skinned, red-bone mofos, waffle-colored Negroes are defending blackness so hard. It's so interesting because she's defending in such a way where she's pretty much saying if you like her, you're a colorist, okay? Which is kind of a conflict, I would say. A conflict of sorts. But, you know, she's actually a very attractive girl. And I went and looked through her profile and I found out, you know, all right, she's sporting a natural hair. She got the bob cut. I think her eyes are real. I'm not too sure. But I want to commend her for rocking her hair natural. This is something I want to see in more black women. I want to see black women with the natural hair. It just has a flair to it that I really respect. You know what I'm saying? There's just something about it. Something about a black woman who you could see her actual roots. You could see the part in her hair. She parts it from the side, parts it from the middle. It's all beautiful. It's all beautiful, okay? But I do prefer dark-skinned women. So on that note, I got to show you a brown-skinned girl that does the same. Okay, guys, this is the part of my video which I call the headliners. These are the headliners for today's video. Those beginning videos, they were the appetizer. It got things started. We had a conversation. But I do want to focus on these beautiful black things. And by the way, it makes me, according to the last girl, have high IQ to display how much I love dark-skinned black women with the bob look. Now, I found this girl because of the Bob Life hashtag. So shout out to Elizabeth Fulton with the Bob Life hashtag. I was like, oh, well, Bob, I didn't even know that was a hashtag. It's funny because as men, we don't frequent TikTok the way women do. So I don't even know how to use TikTok. Even though I make money on videos from TikTok, I still don't know how to use TikTok. So realistically, you click on Bob Life, you get this video, but you also get another slew of videos of women wearing the Bob look. Here's a girl. She says, oh, my husband wanted her personally to show how much she appreciated his new bob. So she started dancing in it. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Here's another girl. Natural hair black girls. It turns out now you can find all these beautiful black women. If you just type in the hairstyle that you like, Bob Life, you can find a hairstyle. Look, shortcut, you can find a hairstyle. A lot of these black girls rocking their hairstyle. Even the hairdresser here rocking a nice hairstyle. I like it. Okay? So for everyone that says, I hate black women, you don't know a goddamn thing. Okay? This to me is gorgeous. Shout out to all these beautiful women. I can't put all their links in the description, but I can tell you this. Just search Bob Life and you'll find them. Okay? Search Bob Life and you'll find them. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful. You know what? This should be a trend. Why is this not a trend? Why are weaves more popular than this? Right? But my therapist told me, shout out to Jeff St. James, you can't just, condemn a girl saying, I hate this, I hate this, I hate that. Tell them when they do their hair natural, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Tell them the truth. Okay? Reward them like this. Isn't this dope? Black girls doing their own hair. Isn't this dope? I can shed a tear for this. I literally can shed a tear for this. Anyway, to everybody checking out my video for the first time, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate these beautiful brown-skinned women. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see y'all over there.